Today we'll be exploring the option of high frequency trading on Dell PowerEdge R770AP powered by Intel Xeon 6 processor, and we'll be running the HFT or the high frequency trading demo. In HFT, every microsecond counts because when you're trying to trade, if there is even a slight delay in your either purchase or sell of your stocks, you will end up with a loss or a profit depending on the market. So that's why it's very important that your server is able to execute the trades at a precise time and as fast as it can. So in this demo, you can see we have the high frequency trading agent. There is a date range what we'll be using here to showcase that when we are simulating the HFT, it will basically use certain textbook strategies for execution of the trade. So for example, I'm going to choose a date over here starting from January of this year, followed by the end date of being February. We are taking a 1 month interval, so that is 25, and then we are going to choose a strategy which will provide us details on how we are going to execute this trading. So we have multiple different strategies. As an example, we'll try the trend following strategy, and then we'll choose the portfolio of the top 7 companies in the stock market, volume wise, right? And then we are going to choose the risk-free rate, which is the rate of the annual rate of risk, which is going to be 0.02, which is the default. Now we are going to showcase here a jitter profile. What does jitter mean? Jitter means the time taken or the latency what you would see on a CPU from switching from one scheduled task to the other. So in this case, we are going to choose the jitter profile of 6980p, which is the AP processor, and then run the simulation. In the simulation, you can see there is a live backend testing performance happening, and it's actually using the jitter profile, analyzing how many trades per second, and what's the Sharpe ratio you would get when you use this processor. That can be compared with a previous generation like an Emerald Rapid processor, and then that can highlight you what's the difference in your trade. So here you can see we were able to execute 12,316 trades at an 823.43 average trades per second, and your Sharpe ratio is 0.73. We're using the same range, the same strategy, and the same portfolio. At this time, we are going to use the 8592 Plus CPU, which is the Emerald Rapid CPU, and run the backend test. And you will see that the same simulation using the jitter profile of that specific Emerald Rapid CPU is being considered, and we'll get the results out of that. It started running now, so it's about 65%, 100%. So now you can see that the trades was way lower in this, and average trades per second was much lower. When we compare the results, we'll see that we can get much better trades when you're using an AP SKU. So that's what we're trying to highlight here, the advantage of Intel Xeon 6 running them on the R770AP server. We also have an AI agent which can start the analysis and provide details on comparing the different strategies and giving you a result about which is more advantageous as a strategy point of view. And on the right hand side, you have the system performance metrics, which is actually being driven by the Grafana, and it actually pulls out the data from the server of how much CPU consumption, how much memory consumption is being utilized. So this is a great example of how high frequency trading can be used with the R770AP and Xeon 6 AP CPUs.